Okay, but let's see our short video first.
A great investment idea is really just the start. The real trick, the thing that separates the pros from the amateurs, is turning that spark into a solid, repeatable process. Today, we are going to break down exactly how to do that with one of the most powerful and honestly underused tools you have, the watch list. So, how do we build this thing? Let's dive in. First, let's talk about a problem I'm sure you're familiar with: the constant flood of information. You've got tips from friends, articles you've read, your own light bulb moments, but trying to manage it all, it can feel absolutely overwhelming. This is the investor's dilemma in a nutshell. I mean, think about it. You're reading an article, maybe listening to a podcast, walking the dog, and bam, a fantastic investment idea just hits you. And you tell yourself, oh, yeah, I'll totally look into that later. But do you? Really? And that is the heart of the problem, right? Without some kind of system, that brilliant idea just gets swallowed up by emails, news alerts, and just the general chaos of life. It doesn't just get forgotten, its potential is just gone. Poof. So, what is the solution? Well, it all starts with a simple but really powerful mental shift in how we think about watch lists. Most people see them as just a list, maybe a place to track prices. But there's so much more than that. The key is to stop seeing your watch list as a scorecard for what you've done and start seeing it as a laboratory for your future. This difference is absolutely crucial. A portfolio tracker, that's your scorecard. It's backward looking. It tracks real money you've spent and tells you how your past decisions played out. But a watch list, when you use it right, is your lab. It's forward looking. It's a sandbox where you can test ideas, validate a theory, and experiment, all before you risk a single dollar of your hard earned capital. It helps you decide where to go next. Basically, you need to start treating your watch list like your own personal research and development department. This is your dedicated space to screen, track, and really kick the tires on new ideas. And the long term benefit here is huge. This practice doesn't just help you find good investments, it actively trains and sharpens your own intuition over time. Okay, so this lab idea sounds great, but how do we actually put it into practice? How do we build this R&D department? Let's walk through a simple but incredibly powerful framework to do just that. We'll call it the two watch list method. This is where the theory becomes real disciplined action. All right, here's the setup. It's pretty simple. You create two lists. Watch list A is purely systematic. It's generated by some kind of predefined strategy, maybe a quantitative screen like State of Prime that automatically filters for certain metrics. Watch list B, well, that's where you come in. It's your hand-picked selection from watch list A, but only after you've applied your own research. The goal here is to set up a direct comparison, the raw strategy versus the strategy plus your own judgment. So here's how the whole process breaks down. Step 1, you create both lists from the same starting point in the past. Step 2, you filter through the strategy's picks, and this is the most important part, you write down why you're tossing a stock out. Is the valuation crazy? Too much debt? A new competitor? This forces you to think deliberately. Finally, after some time, you compare how both lists performed, and crucially, you analyze your own mistakes. And when you're looking at those mistakes, it's really helpful to put them into two buckets. Some are going to be foresight errors. The truly unpredictable stuff, like a sudden regulatory shock. You can't really avoid those. But the other kind, analytical errors, those come from flawed logic or missed red flags. And these are golden. Why? Because these are the mistakes you can actually learn from and stop making with practice. Now, this whole framework isn't just for looking backward and testing things. A watch list you take care of evolves into something way more dynamic, your own personal radar for the market, giving you real-time insights into what's happening now. So once you have this radar up and running, what can you do with it? Well, you can slice and dice the information in all kinds of ways. Want to see which sector is getting hot? Sort by industry performance. Curious which of your high-quality ideas might be on sale right now? Sort by quality and then by recent performance. It keeps you tuned in to the opportunities and risks that matter to you. Here's another fantastic practical way to use this. Let's say a friend gives you a hot tip on a popular stock. Instead of impulsively buying it, you just add it to your watch list to test the idea without putting any money on the line. At the same time, you add an ETF that tracks the whole market, like one for the S&P 500. Now you can see not just how that stock is doing, but how it's doing relative to the market. And trust me, that context is everything. And remember, your lab isn't just for watching prices go up and down. It should become a living, breathing archive of all your research. You can tag stocks based on where they are in your process, from initial idea all the way to deep dive. Keep detailed notes on your thesis, on the competition, on potential catalysts and risks. This turns a simple list into a serious due diligence hub. And even better, your watch list can start generating new ideas for you. As you're tracking one company, you can use analysis tools to instantly scan for its competitors and its peers. All of a sudden, you're uncovering new opportunities, you're spotting weird valuation gaps, you're identifying industry trends, and you're finding related investments you would have totally missed otherwise. So after all this work, the setup, the tracking, the analysis, what's the real payoff? What's the end game? It's something I like to call the discipline dividend. It's that powerful, long-term behavioral edge you get just by being consistent and systematic. To collect this dividend, though, you have to avoid just being passive. Don't just set a price alert and walk away. The real value, the magic, comes from the active habit of manually reviewing your lists. This regular check-in reinforces your market awareness, it sharpens your judgment, and maybe most importantly, it develops the investor's greatest superpower, patience. This really gets right to the heart of it all. A truly great watch list isn't just a collection of tickers. It becomes a physical representation of how you think. It's your mental model, made visible. It shows what you value, what you're curious about, and just as important, what you've decided to avoid. It makes your whole investment philosophy real. And when you get right down to it, this is why building a great process matters so much. We all have access to the same fire hose of data and news. Information by itself is not an edge anymore. Your true lasting advantage comes from having a better process, better habits, and more discipline than everybody else. So, I'll leave you with a call to action. You've got the framework now. The lab is ready to be built. So my question for you is, what's the very first idea you're going to put to the test? Thanks for joining me for this explainer.
Okay, so let's go to the quiz as usual. So if I want to make, I shouldn't probably go straight away and invest into these stocks, right? I shouldn't go to invest in these stocks until I have looked into more detail and follow them throughout some time. And so the important thing is that the watch list, contrary to a portfolio tracker, and it's important to distinguish this watch list from a portfolio manager, where you have actually your investments. In the watch list, you have your ideas. So everything that you need to explore, and it works as a kind of archive as well of your ideas to learn from them in the future. But one easy way of creating a watch list is actually to start from a screen. So once you have screened your stocks, you have them here. By the way, you can remove some if you don't like them, or you can add some if you wish. Let's say I want here a stock like, I don't know, it's a stock that is trading now, or it's very popular now. Let's say, I don't know if it's very popular so these days, but let's say I want to add NVIDIA here. Okay, I can add here NVIDIA, and I want, for instance, to drop one of them. Let's say I want to drop this one, for instance. And so I can change this of course, as you can imagine. So I come here to calculate portfolio. Now I'm going to see how this portfolio would work. And now I'm going to, I have here the results. You see the portfolio performed reasonably well under the various weighting systems. So the best weighting system would be, the best return is under equal weighting. And we'll look into this later on, but I have different ways of measuring how to choose the weighting method. But for the time being, I will accept just the weighting. So I want to create a watch list. I will just click here, and then I choose this weighting method equal, and it will create me a watch list. Now here again, it depends what kind of amount of money I want to consider. Let's say we start with a standard 1 million, but you can take it to say 100,000 if you want. For 10,000, that would be a smaller amount, but let's put one more zero here. And then you have the number of shares calculated, and you have the buying price right now, and you can create your watch list very simply. Okay, now in your watch list, you have here all the stocks. And because they would be bought the date we had before, so far until this year, they would have returned 33% in dollars, a little bit more if you are using our currency, 34. But you can, important thing is that you can go here and choose a few of other forms of seeing how each stock is performing. Oops, sorry, not here. Here. And okay. All right, so you have here information. So if you can, of course, sort this whatever. So you want to see by industry, or you want to see by rating. So you have some that have very low ratings and others with a very high rating. And this one hasn't got a rating at all. So probably you would in our case, we would probably drop it just because it doesn't have a rating. So you have here the period that you want to analyze. So you can change this as well. So if you want to see how they did the last 30 days, or if you want a specific date, you choose the date or the year to date. Let's, for instance, change it to a year to date. And why it's not updating? Oops. Well, something went wrong here. I think I have to go back. It's not showing. Okay, it doesn't show. There's some bug here that needs to be checked later on. Okay, so you have created now your watch list, and you need to follow it for some time, not just decide on the basis of this, but you have, of course, here different ways of looking at it. You want to see the ones that are doing worse in the past month or the past week, and the ones that are doing better, or since inception, which in this case would be June last year. Okay, so once you have this, you can, of course, keep an eye on them, see which ones are performing better or worse. You may also add here, and it's very often is convenient to add here an instrument, like for instance, an ETF, and they put it on the same date and monitor it together, so you can add an ETF to monitor it. And of course, this is one method of creating a watch list, but you can also create a watch list by using this button here, where is it says go. And this is a very fast way of creating watch list. You can come here and select a different country, let's say the UK, for instance, and you want to use the same dates as you have here. And now you want to say select just these, or select just the prime stocks, and you select those. And go to next. You have here the stocks selected in the UK, and export them to a watch list. And here you have, again, if you want to use less money, so you change the amount of money you want to use for your list, and here you have it. I didn't change the dates, it's probably with a different date. So you have now a mixed strategy for UK in pounds. It started just now, so it doesn't have changed at all. And interesting thing is that you also may, if you want to merge watch list, you can merge them, say GBP plus USD, and you merge these two watch lists into one that combines both stocks in both currencies. So you have here the two watch lists. So it's very easy to do. And now you have it segregated by currencies and the whole amount in FEI. Okay, so this is an important tool that we have in the platform. And the idea is, as I said, is to keep track of your ideas and no. Oh, sorry, I think we had a mistake here. Já devias ter dito há mais tempo. Logo, só é que te percebeste agora. Okay, where am I? Share. Okay, right. So I was making a big mistake. I wasn't sharing the screen here. Sorry about that. Okay, but so let's continue. Let's to finish this. So you keep your watch list. You can keep plenty of them. I will show you a case by going to open our own Sandeep watch lists for a specific country, let's say the US. Oh dear. Need to log out. Okay. Okay, let's look at let's look at the watch lists. We have plenty of watch lists for the UK. And while it opens, let me say that one important tool that you may use to choose your to pick your stocks is actually look at these stock tips that we have done. If you want to go through the various watch lists, you have plenty of them. But if you want to go through the ones that we actually recommended, so that we have here, you can also go to here and get all the stocks that you need, and you take some of these stocks and you can analyze them. So you use them for your own watch list. Indeed, to conclude our session today, you need to do a bit of a practical exercise, and this is the following. You should, if you haven't done it by now, you should open an account with Interactive Brokers or some other broker, which has a paper account. And in that paper account, once you have created your paper account, please do say 5 or 10 trades using different stocks from this list or from other list that you want to create. Okay, and try to apply them into the platform. Okay, and also create a watch list in your account. For that, you need, of course, to create an account if you haven't done so. In Sadif, I think I have here a tab showing where you should go. No, I don't, but I can always come here. Back. Okay, you should go to the Sadif platform. This thing is really annoying. You should go where is investment platform, and you can get started. And here you go to this option here, get your free. Oops, it should come here like this. Would be you need to subscribe free, and it's for 3 months, but we'll update your subscription to a 1 year. So basically this program includes also a 1 year free subscription of our platform. But it's important then that you enter a few transactions into your platform rather than just our platform. If we are still looking into our platform here, you see we have added these transactions. In the past we haven't added a watch list here. In fact, we have. So we can. We have this watch list. We did it a while ago, so we have this watch list here. We may eventually delete it. This is in that account that we have open for the entire group. Okay, so this is it for today. So the next step on your part would be now to start using the platform. We have done the basics of the platform, show you the basics of the platform. Now, all it takes, or what you should do, is to practice. And to practice first entering some transactions, both in a watch list and in the manager. Practicing in your broker paper account a few trades. And starting from that, then we move to the next session tomorrow, which is about how to due diligence, how to study and how to examine it to make sure that you don't add any rotten apples to your portfolio or to your watch list. So that is through a very detailed due diligence that will start tomorrow. So that's all for today, and we hope to see you tomorrow. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye. Ok, Sofia, vou ter que puxar isto. Não sei onde. Mais uma vez este erro. Sofia, tens de estar mais atento e avisar quando eu fizer assim estas asneiras. Onde é que eu estou agora? Esta coisa desapareceu.
Desliga.
Onde é isso?
Desliga.
Wait a second, que ia tentar fechar isto que ainda não fechou. Estúpido. Tenho que clicar aqui no stop sharing. Ok, acho que já está. E agora tenho que end meeting.